This is the craziest game of Fortnite Chapter 5. Let me explain how it went. So it was like any normal day on stream. I queued into trios with my teammates Blade and 1 Million Ants. We decided to land at the POI that the bus was going over last, which was Ritzy Rivera. Ritzy Rivera was also a hot drop POI in this game, as the name was in gold. When we are gliding in, we notice there's about 3 or 4 different teams landing with us, so you already know this is going to be a crazy off spawn. I'm able to get a knock onto a kid, but he hits me down to 15 HP, so this is not going well. My teammates also get a few eliminations, but they got knocked from completely separate teams. I'm able to get a second elimination that eliminates one full team that was at the POI. As you can tell, our health is looking okay as of right now. A couple of us have shields, but we don't have any spare shields as of right now. We're able to heal up to a respectable HP as we encounter our next fight. My teammate Blade gets beamed down to about 35 health, and we are sandwiched in between what is at least 2 different teams. We decide to play a little sneaky and camp in this house, but as my teammate's running towards us, one of the teams sees him and they start pushing as well. We get a knock onto one of them after some weird window angles and Blade jumping onto one of the kids' heads and just deleting him.
Nico here, minis.
24 white on this kid?
Nice.
Oh,
Shit, Blade
I
needs
got
help.
one.
However, during this encounter, Blade gets knocked by the other person's teammate, but 1 Million Ants is able to get the clutch and final kill onto that team. Now the third team decides to come in and push us as I'm rezzing, and I'm getting shot in a place where I can't build. Luckily, they don't hit a lot of shots, and I'm able to somehow build my way back into the house, and I'm able to get this res off, which is going to be really clutch for us. As you can see, our health is really not in a good situation, and that is all the heals that we have. There's a complete new team on us, so it's life or death this situation. We either wipe this team, or because we have low health, we die to a third party. As I'm still in the house, one runs right past me and I'm able to get a quick beam off onto him and knock him. Knock one. His teammate pushes in and I'm able to hit him for 94 damage, but at the same time, I get shot down to 1 HP. The last kid ran away briefly and then ran to try to kill my teammate, and I'm able to somehow get the elimination onto him while still being 1 HP. Luckily, that team that we just killed had some med kits, so we're able to heal up and at least have, okay health. However, we hear footsteps and we aren't sure if they are the NPCs that spawn for the vault or if it's another team. So as I'm popping the medkit, my teammates are able to knock 2 of the players, and then I'm able to clean up the final kill on this team, which honestly, they weren't really that good. Other one's over here.
Fucking.
You need another medkit? Nope, of course not.
So after 5 eliminations for myself and 12 total eliminations as a team, we are finally able to loot up at Ritzy Rivera and hopefully find some heals and some better weapons after all that crazy fighting off spawn. We grab a bounty, and our bounty is at the yacht, so we decide to go ahead and push them to see hopefully maybe we'll get some good loot off of them, as there is a vault at the yacht. Unfortunately, we were only able to get 1 elimination off this team as his teammates ran away, so we decided to loot up at the yacht, and lucky for us, our loot cache actually spawned right near the yacht, so we decided to grab that as well. The loot cache came in clutch because outside of our current health, we had 0 spare heals or shields. We still had a bounty on the team that we were fighting near the yacht. We followed them and they actually were able to get the card and reboot their teammates. So now it is a 3v3 fight. I'm able to knock the player that got rebooted, and I'm able to get a quick knock onto his teammate as well. My teammate 1 Million Ants is able to finish off this trio as the player tried to go grab the reboot cards with a car, but that didn't really work out for him. Knock 2.
the last guy running the zone. Got him. He's hiding in a corner. He was literally hiding in this corner here. He thought that would work.
After that fight, we decided to move farther into zone as the storm was coming, and we find a team that is on the train tracks, and we decide to take some shots at them. However, that team is kind of running away from us, and at the same time, a completely new team decides to pull up in 2 different vehicles. I'm not really sure what that team in the cars were doing because they just completely drove right by us, and then we started getting third party from the team that was on the train previously. We end up wiping what was probably a bot squad just because they didn't really have a lot of loot and they didn't have any shield. Now, the team that was on the train and was third partying us is now in the middle of a fight, so we decide to take some third party sniper shots at them. And while we are doing this, another car decides to roll up on us.
North.
We realize this is the same team with the cars from earlier in the match, and they did the same exact thing. They just ran right past us and boxed up on a hill. I see that the zone is really far away, so I recommend to my teammates that we should get ahead to zone first. Let's go zone. Let's go zone. Zone plus far. Especially because the movement is somewhat slower than it has been in previous seasons. I'm able to get a headshot snipe onto one of these players that was on the hill. I headshot snipe one up there.
Push.
Go to zone.
And this allows us to make our advance into zone somewhat easier. I spot a llama by a reboot van and I decide to go grab it to top off on mats and ammo. We are now in a prime position in zone and all the other teams have to come towards us. Now, we are in honestly a bad situation because one of the teams has all 5 of the medallions, so they pretty much can over peak and take as much shots as they want because they're going to keep auto regenerating that shield. As I'm storm holding one of the teams, I get sniped from another team, and then the same thing happens to me as I'm trying to run into zone and I get knocked.
Back off into zone. Back off into zone.
I just got sniped from this way. Oh my god. It's mid jump too. Now I'm able to get res, but now we have an even bigger problem. We did not pull zone, and the team that has all 5 of the medallions has pulled zone. A team somehow reboots behind us, but our main focus was just trying to get into zone while taking as little damage as possible. This was very challenging though, because we were now once again pinched in between 2 teams that were hard scoping with snipers. We're able to get into the next zone, and now everyone is just boxed up waiting for the next zone to reveal itself and move. My teammates are able to get a knock and a full elimination onto a player, and this was really clutch because this player had shields and medkits, which I desperately needed a medkit. Now there's 7 people left and zone is closing in. It's my trio, the trio with the 5 medallions and 1 solo. Now we're able to get into the zone, and we see that zone pulls even farther as it's moving zones now. We decide that our best bet is to get closest to the circle as possible, so this way we aren't trying to scramble and try to fight and move into the zone. Now this is where it gets really sketchy. As we're moving closer to the next zone, my teammate 1 million ants gets beamed, and my teammate Blade get headshot sniped as he hits one of the opponents with a sniper body shot. We're somehow able to get this double res off, as now this trio is now fighting the solo. Now my focus is still trying to get ahead of zone and being closest to the circle. This way I can just look back and spray the other players. I'm able to hit one of the opponents for 105 shield. Unfortunately, he has at least 1 medallion, so he's able to regain his shield very quickly. I get beamed while rotating towards zone, but luckily 1 million ants was able to crack one of their shields. I'm able to get this sniper elimination onto the opponent that is fighting Blade. Now it's a 2v3 situation, but these 2 players have all the medallions still. My teammate Blade goes down to one of these players. Luckily, he's able to get the knock onto him in storm. Now it's a 1v2 situation against a kid that has at least 2 medallions. My teammate 1 million ants has about 5 white health, so he can't take a single tick to zone. I'm able to crack the player, but I make a bad peek on my second edit, and I get knocked because of this. They won in this game.
Oh my god, what the hell? Where'd that guy come from?
Oh, nice.
Good shit.
That guy. Somehow, my teammate 1 million ants on 5 white health is able to clutch up and get us the victory royale against the full team that had all the medallions, and that makes this the craziest game of Fortnite Chapter 5. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more Fortnite content. I'll see you in the next one.